If you've always dreamt of growing your own food, raising animals, and just living a more sustainable life in general, then this video is for you. Hi there, my name is Demi, welcome to the Homestead. Here we dive into all things homesteading, self-sufficiency, and just living a more intentional life. From growing your own food to DIY projects to just simply living tips. Now excuse my hair for this video, I really didn't want to do it this morning, so I'm just not going to. But I do have to get some videos out, so guess we're looking like this. In this video I'm going to talk about how you can start your own homesteading journey with limited space in 5 easy steps. Now what am I talking about when I talk about homesteading? Homesteading isn't about having a giant farm. For me, homesteading is about becoming more self-reliant. It's about growing, making and learning to do more with the things you already have. And this of course is possible anywhere you are, even if it's a big farm or in a small apartment with only a balcony, even in homes without any outdoor space at all. Now first things first, homesteading starts with a certain mindset. Just ask yourself, what can I do right now to become a little bit more self-sufficient? For instance, can I grow my own herbs in my kitchen? Can I compost my kitchen scraps? Do I have space, time and energy to raise a few chickens? And maybe not chickens, but maybe quail? When I first started, I really didn't even know what composting was. I thought it was super complicated. But then once I learned the basic, I realized that it was very, very simple. Come Billy. Billy's making an appearance. This is Billy. Billy is one of our 4 cats, so they're gonna make appearances sometimes. Billy was bottle fed, so he's especially very clingy. Step number 2 is growing something. And you can start as small as you want. It doesn't have to be this big elaborate vegetable garden. For instance, like I said, you can just start by growing some herbs in your kitchen or starting with a little pot of lettuce. I recommend starting with things that you already eat and that you already use in your kitchen. Some easy things you can start with is a tomato plant. You can start with lettuce or spring onions. These are perfect for beginners because they don't take a lot of maintenance and they don't need that much room either. Even on a balcony, there are things that you can grow by yourself. And everyone has room for those hanging strawberry plants. I myself am currently growing red onions, garlic, lettuce, tomatoes, a few types of kale and cauliflower. I do this in my raised garden bed outside, but also in different sizes of pots that I can move anywhere I want. I do have these hanging pots on my fence that we plant our garlic in. And I also have those hanging strawberry plants. This provides me with more space to grow food in general, and I can also move them to use my space more efficiently. And there are many ways to do this. There's a whole concept called vertical gardening, and in this concept it's all about space management. There are pots that you can hang from your wall like I have, or you can buy something like this where you can grow a lot of things on a tower-like structure. There are also a lot of plants that like to grow together with other certain type of plants. And this creates even more room, so for me there's really no excuse why you're not growing anything. Oh, I'm so hungry, I just needed to make myself some food. I'm still trying to unlearn some habits my mom taught me while not raising me. So to all of you, remember to eat today. I mean, it's 2 o'clock right now and I still haven't eaten anything. Remember to eat. Composting for me truly was a game changer. You turn your kitchen scraps or your animal bedding into amazing soil for your garden, and it truly is easier than you might think. This is where I compost my own kitchen scraps, as well as my animal manure and garden waste, but of course there are all kinds of ways that you can make compost. You don't need a big pile like this. I did make a separate video out of this, so if that is something that you're interested in, then you can click the video in the top right corner. In that video I talk about a few different ways that you can compost, as well as the chemistry behind it, and just some things that you have to watch out for while making your own garden gold. Of course, only if your local laws allow it, you could start looking into raising a few animals. I started out with chickens, but you can also start with quail or rabbits. These animals don't need that much room, like in comparison to other farm animals like pigs or goats or cows even. Now of course that doesn't mean that you should keep them in little crates. This is our chicken coop. And to be honest, you don't need a big run like this either. We just like to give them a little bit more room to spread their wings, and also we let them roam the whole garden almost every day. They're easy to care for and don't really need that much money to keep either. You can really make this as expensive as you want. Because like I said, you don't need this giant house for them. You don't need the most expensive feeding systems. If you're still on the fence about getting chickens, then I do have this other video for you too. That video is about the benefits of keeping chickens and about how we do it. And again, that video will show up in the top right corner and you can add that to your watch list if you're interested in this topic. We also recently started keeping quail, so we're still learning on that front as well. But I would love to take you along on that journey as well. I am planning on making a video about raising quail specifically, and there I'm going to talk about them a little bit more in depth. So you can expect a video like that very soon. Now, tip and step number 5 for me was learning one skill at a time, whether it's baking your own bread or canning or sewing. Just pick one skill and build from there. Homesteading is not a race. A few examples of things that you can start off with are knitting, baking something from scratch. You can start looking into composting. I myself started with drying herbs so I can store them away in my pantry. Now, drying herbs is a very simple thing, but it still took me a few takes to get it right. What I'm learning myself right now is I'm still learning about a few certain crops and how to grow them. There's just still so many vegetables that I'm trying to get the hang of. So that's how you can start your own homesteading journey one step at a time. Whether you have a huge farm, a small backyard, a balcony, or even no outside room at all, there are always things that you can do, and it's not dependent on how rich you are or how much room you have in general. And if I can do it, then you can too. Now make sure to subscribe if you want more tips on how to grow your own food, how to raise animals, or about simply living. Also let me know in the comments what you're starting with. I would love to read all about it, and of course I will try to react to as many comments as I can. And if you have any other topics that you would like me to talk about, then also leave a comment down below for that. And I'll make sure to answer as many questions as I can. And until next time, goodbye!